Hello. Today I would like to continue in the book of Judges. I have found this to be a very fascinating book. We've talked about several of the judges. We talked about Deborah, one of the judges in this book. We've talked about Gideon, one of the judges that led the Israelites in this book. Today I would like to talk about another judge. His name is Samson. Samson reigned and ruled the Israelites for 20 years. He judged the Israelites for 20 years. During his reign, Samson defeated several of Israel's adversaries. One of the things that Samson did was to demonstrate his power and his strength was to rip apart a lion with his bare hands. He ripped this lion apart to demonstrate how powerful he was as a leader for the Israelites and as a judge for the Israelites. Another thing that he did was to kill 30 men from a town called Ascalon. He went to this town and he killed 30 men alone, and he took all of their possessions and he destroyed them. And he did this all by himself. And when the power of the Lord came upon him, no one could stop him. When the Spirit of God was upon him, he was a mighty warrior. No one could stop him. And another thing that he did was he ripped the jawbone out of a donkey and killed 1,000 Philistines. These Philistines had the Israelites in subjection for 40 years. And so Samson killed 1,000 of them all by himself with this jawbone of a donkey. This was how powerful he was. When the Spirit of God came upon him, he was unstoppable. Samson, as a child at birth, was dedicated to the Lord as a Nazarite. A Nazarite is an individual who has been separated from worldly things and consecrated to God. Samson had been consecrated and dedicated to the Lord by his parents. There are 3 recorded individuals who are Nazarites forever. That is Samson, Samuel, and John the Baptist. These are Nazarites forever. A Nazarite, to allow people to see their distinction. First, let me say that anyone during that time could be a Nazarite. So, a Nazarite, during their distinctions, anyone could take this vow, but to make them distinctive, they would abstain from eating foods, certain types of foods. They would not drink alcoholic beverages. They would not cut their hair. They would grow long beards. And they would keep the cultures and the rituals that were in place. But this was something that Samson was a defiant judge and leader. Samson followed his own rules and regulations. You know, God said, do not mix and mingle with, and do not marry other cultures. But Samson was defiant. Even his parents told him not to mix and mingle, but as I said, he was defiant. He was a very strong warrior, strong leader in that area, but he was a weak moral leader, and this was going to be his demise for being weak. He loved women, and he loved the wrong type of women. He loved the forbidden fruit. He loved women that were not of his culture, that were not women that he was to mix and mingle with. These were pagan women that Samson always intertwined with, and this was going to be his demise. Samson fell in love with a pagan woman named Delilah, and he loved Delilah, but Delilah was going to betray him. She was not his she was his enemy. She was not his friend. She was definitely an enemy of his. She was not a woman of integrity. She was a woman that could be bought, and she sold his secret of the essence of his power to his enemies. And in doing so, his enemies came and killed him for came to attack him, to kill him, because they had now known why he had the power and the strength, and they took that power away from him. But on that day that he was going to his death, he prayed to the Lord and asked the Lord for one more request, and the Lord honored that request. And Samson on that day killed more Philistines than he did during his 20-year reign. On his death, he was taken back to a place where his father was. His father taken back to the tomb of his father. His father's name was Manoah. He was a Danite from the tribe of Dan, who had resided in Zorah, and they had taken Samson back to this place to be laid in this tomb along with his father. You will find Samson in the book of Judges in chapters 13, 14, and 15. It has been an interesting read for me. I have really enjoyed Samson and how he led the Israelites. I'm hoping that you will too. As I say, you can find him in chapters 13, 14, and 15. Have a blessed day. Bye.